Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com. All daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including $40 5% best bets. As an added bonus, all new users will receive $25 in WagerBucks credited to their accounts, available for immediate use after their initial $9 Monday purchase. So make sure to take advantage of $9 Mondays at WagerTalk.com.
Welcome into First Pitch, Wager Talk's premier MLB betting show. We got 4 games on tonight's docket for Monday, September 6th. I am your host, Drew Martin, joined by Bryan Leonard and Tony Finn of WagerTalk.com. We got best bets at the end. First up here, Bryan Leonard. Check him out, WagerTalk.com experts page. You guessed it, Bryan Leonard. Bryan, happy Monday morning to you. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, another great week. Looking forward to a real strong week here. $9 Monday. We've got a 5% play up in college football. Up there right now for only $9 till midnight tonight. Then it turns to 35, and we're already getting some line movement. So grab that one right now at the best number possible. And let's continue on with the winning ways. And hopefully we can give you some winners on this show.
Absolutely. Check it out, guys. And last, certainly not least, the always entertaining Tony Slick Finn, according to the chat box. Tony, welcome in, buddy.
Thanks for having me. It's a good day. It's a good week. Everything early, a lot of early games today, which put a little crunch on the card. But I have one play up for tonight.
All right, one play up, guys. Check them out, Tony Finn, WagerTalk.com. There is a lot of day games. We got 4 games. We can call it the afternoon/night slate. This first one is starting pretty soon here, Bryan. Mile High, we get the San Francisco Giants in the Colorado Rockies. First game up. Kyle Freeland going for the Rocks. Kevin Gausman going for the Giants here. We saw it open. Giants minus 180. It's been Colorado Rockies money, heck, ever since it really opened. And now you can grab the Giants if you want, as low as minus 144 now, Bryan. So almost, a 35-cent move here. You like it, anything Giants and Rocks in the NL West, Bryan?
Yeah, a lot of money's coming in on Colorado, and I understand it. You know, as good as San Francisco has been at home this year, they're 45-23. Who would have ever thought the Colorado Rockies would be 45-24? This is the team that we've been looking to fade all season long. They've been terrible on the road. They didn't make the trades during the trade deadline that people thought they were going to make. Maybe we've got to give the management at Colorado a little bit of credit here. This is a team that's playing good ball, 16-14 the last 30, 11-9 the last 20. And they've been terrific at home, 45-24, as I pointed out. And you're getting them as a home underdog here against a team in San Francisco with coming off a Sunday night baseball game against the big rival, and they were fighting for the division lead. And they got it as a big underdog, knocking off Buehler and the Dodgers yesterday. Now they got to travel to Chicago. This would be a Marco D'Angelo special here. He likes the situational plays, and I can't blame him here. Colorado, to me, is the way to look in this game. I prefer it in the first 5. I wouldn't have problems with the full game. You're not getting the numbers that we saw earlier, but a lot of sharp bettors are betting on Colorado. I agree. I think Colorado, as a nice underdog at home, as good as they've been at home, and the situation for San Francisco. And Gausman, really, he's pitched a little bit better his last 2 starts, but he hasn't been quite as great as he was earlier. And if you take a look at his innings pitched this year, 157, he'll go over that number today. In fact, he'll go over what he's done the last 2 years combined. So you've got a Gausman that's really, if I was San Francisco, I'd cut back on his innings at this point. I think Milwaukee's going to do that a lot with their starters the rest of the season. And you'll see some guys getting a little bit more innings. So the wins don't matter for Gausman. Get Gausman out of there in 4 innings. Let him go 60, 80 pitches. Bring in the bullpen. It wouldn't surprise me if San Francisco does that with him the rest of the season. That would help us here. I like Colorado.
Okay, looking towards the Rocks as the home dog. And, Tony, Bryan kind of touched on it, the Sunday night baseball fade, maybe the Marco D'Angelo special here. And Gausman, he also hasn't gone out of the 7th inning since early July, Tony. So we might see a lot of the Giants bullpen here. You liking anything a Mile High?
I'm not on this game. I'm not releasing anything for this game, but my opinion would be, I'm not betting on Freeland. As good as the Rockies have been at home, Freeland's facing 6 basically opposite handed hitters today, which he has a large platoon split that's not, and his underlying peripherals are not good. Gosman hasn't been great. You're right. I mean, he's got I think he has 2.5 ERA. His xFIP is closer to 350 or 3.50. So he's due for some regression, and he's experienced some regression. However, this is the Giants team that barrels the ball up really, really well. They're number one in most baseball. Let's put it this way, most variables. It depends on whether it's adjusted, et cetera, et cetera. But I definitely think the price is right to back San Francisco here. And of course, they're still fighting for their lives, for their playoff lives. Want to win the division. I shouldn't say playoffs. They're going to be in the playoffs, but they'd like to remain one game ahead of the Dodgers the rest of the season, which means they may have to win every game. But if I'm going to be on something here, I'm going to back Gosman and the Giants. They continue to surprise me, but I think it's about time that we just accept the fact that this team, overperformed or not, is playing well enough that they're hard to ignore. So give me Gosman and the Giants.
Sure. Giants still motivated there at top of the NL West, guys, to stay out of that one game play in terms of the wild card. So good stuff, Tony. As we head to Cleveland for the next game up, coming to you first, Tony, we get Ober going for the Twins, Allen going for the Indians. We saw the Twins open -110. We've seen them take some money. They're up to as high as -122. Looking at the Wager Talk odds screen here, Tony. You liking anything Twins and Indians?
This is my best bet today. So I'll just say that in a game such as this, when you have two teams that are playing for next year or seeing what they have, we can call it whatever you want. Logan Allen on the Cleveland side, Bailey Ober on the Minnesota side. I'll speak more of this when we have our best bets and stick around because I think the underdog home team here, or at least the Cleveland dog team here, has some advantages.
Sure. And Brian, always like talking to Cleveland Indians when you're on the show. Of course, Cleveland, 68 and 66. I mean, 2 games over 500. They're still fighting, Brian. Is this a bet on team? And what are you thinking tonight, Minnesota and Cleveland?
Not a bet on team to me. They're playing a lot of young players, like Tony mentioned. Both teams doing the same thing. You can pick your spots. I had a 5% when Tristan McKenzie was pitching for him the other day. I thought that line was crazy, and they end up winning, I believe, 4-1 in that game. I prefer the Minnesota side here. Bailey Ober is a guy who has pretty good strikeout numbers. He doesn't walk anybody. You take a look at his last 7 starts. His average or his ERA is 2.45. Only one of those starts was less than a 55 game score. He's pitching really well. I liked this guy earlier in the season, and it didn't pay off. But now he's really pitching well, and he's doing very, very well. You take a look at his last 7 starts; he's only walked 5 batters. Logan Allen, on the other hand, is a guy that we got over from San Diego. We thought we would be able to. When I say we, I mean Cleveland. Cleveland thought that they'd be able to change him up and get some better pitching out of him. He's been terrible since they brought him here, but his last 2 starts have been very, very good. He had a 70 game score against Boston, a 55 in Kansas City, which is a pretty good ballpark for him. He's still giving up 10 home runs in 35 innings. So even though he's been really good his last 2 starts, he's got a long way to get to be an average pitcher this year for Cleveland. I prefer the Minnesota side here. I think the line is a little bit cheap, and that's why the money's been coming on Minnesota in this game. Not a huge bet for me, but even though Allen's pitching well his last 2 games, he's still a fade for me. He's not a very good pitcher. I'll take Brady over. I think the line's fair, and I prefer the Minnesota side.
Good stuff, Brian. Guys, we got 2 games left. Best bets at the end. If you're liking the content, please smash that like button. We're heading to Houston in the AL West matchup of Seattle Mariners, Houston Astros. Kikuchi night here, Brian. We get the Seattle Mariners, plus 180? You can find them as high as plus 180 out there. McCullers going for the Astros, seeing in minus 220. Brian, you liking anything here in the AL West tonight?
I think I had Kikuchi against McCullers earlier, and I lost it, I believe. I don't know if I'll get there here. Take a look at Kikuchi's numbers. He's a better pitcher this year than he's been in the past. But if you take a look at the StatCast numbers, his strikeout percentage is 24.8 is better than average. He's pretty good there. But everything else is below league average. His exit velocity, 91.7, hard hit percentage, 45.8. And the key stats I look for is the xWOBA, x batting average, and x slugging. He's below average in all three of those. So as much as he's improved this year, he's still not been a very good pitcher. McCullers has been excellent in the key stats, xWOBA, x batting average, especially in the x slugging, 311 slugging. He's been terrific all season long. Seattle's one of those teams that has been able to win these close games, but I'd much prefer the Houston Astros here. And problem is the line. The line's a little bit too high for me to have any thoughts in this game. Houston's won 9 out of the 16 meetings this year. McCullers, his last 5 against Seattle, 2.45 ERA, 59 average game score. He's been about over 2 earned runs better than Kikuchi against Houston. So prefer the Houston side, but I'd rather not lay this price, especially when you take a look at Houston. This will be their 10th straight road game. Actually, they just came off 9 straight road games against San Diego, Seattle, and Texas. Now the first game back, little edge for Seattle in that regard, but not enough for me to get on it.
Sure. I mean, Tony, I'm not one to look to bet against the Astros. I just think this team is really good, like win the World Series, possibly good. It's just the Seattle Mariners, they're playing good baseball right now, Tony, winning 5 straight games. We get the Astros losing 2, like Brian just talked about. Situational spot here for the Astros is terrible off of a 3 road trip city. I don't know. Coming first game back, we've talked about that before, kind of a fade spot here. Kikuchi, like Brian touched on as well, a better pitcher this season. His velocity's up. I don't know. Might be a spot here for a big dog, Tony. What are you thinking?
Well, I think Seattle, I think we all agree. Seattle, if you believe or follow or use run differential at all, you can see that this team has won a lot of close games. They've overperformed or outperformed expectations on the season, and they have some pitchers that have played or at least pitched really well at home as opposed to on the road. Flexen's a good example, although he's pitched a little better on the road lately. McCullers is a guy that, listen, 2 times to the lineup. I want him 2 times to the lineup. He's throwing his slider. As the season's gone on, he's throwing his slider far more often, especially far more than in 2020. In fact, he didn't throw a slider in 2020, but his curveball usage is about 22%, 38% last year. It's decreased 16%. He's still that ground ball guy. He projects to face a couple of guys tonight that may give him some issues, but it's difficult for me, situational or not, to step in front of Houston when you got McCullers against a guy who is, listen, as for the most part, pitches to contact. And if you're pitching to contact against the best team, at least the team that makes the most contact in baseball, even when the game is in pitcher friendly park, I'm on Houston. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Houston is the best team in the American League. This is the most balanced team in the American League. And they made the improvements at the deadline on their bullpen. They still have some issues on the backside of that, but and McCullers is going to need some help tonight. I believe that wholeheartedly. This is a smart Seattle team, so the prices, Houston's always struggled with Seattle, it seems like, but I'm on Houston tonight. Really, I'm not playing it. I don't have money on it, but if we're talking about this game, I can go on and on about how much I like Houston, why I like them, and why I think that they're going to get better this point forward.
All right, Tony, good stuff. Shout out to the chat box here. We got the real DJX with the chat box quote here. I will not back anyone with the name Coochie in it. Not Kikuchi, not Danucci. So you could look at it that way, guys, as well. Like the comments here. Feel free to chime in, guys, where you're watching from, what you're looking to bet tonight. We'll get it out on the show. We got 1 game left. Best bets at the end. We're heading to Southern California with the Texas Rangers, Anaheim Angels here. Berea going for the Angels, Tony. We're getting Alexi going for the Rangers. We're seeing money line minus 160 on the Angels, plus 135 the other way. Total of 9. You liking anything in Southern California in the nightcap, Tony?
Well, I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to lay that kind of a price tag on Berea. I'm just not going to do it. And so in this situation, we could talk a lot about this kid for the Rangers. But he's the number 22 ranked prospect per MLB pipeline, and that's where I'm at that. Listen, I'm typically going to fade young pitchers or pitchers that are in situations that could create more jitters than not, but there's not a lot of jitters here. If there's some jitters here, on a kid that's going to be basically making a debut or pitching a second start, the Texas Rangers or the Angels are the team to do it for. Neither team's playing for much other than, again, next year, give me the dog. Give me the young kid that's thrown, can throw in the high 90s and plus money. That would be where I would be if I was in this game, which I'm not.
Okay. And Brian, one singled out late night slot here. This is 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. In terms of on the diamond, of course, we got college football tonight, Ole Miss and Louisville. So good night for sports bettors overall. If somebody wants some action on the diamond, which way would you point them, Brian?
It's hard to back a game with the Rangers where you could have gotten a lot better line earlier, and it's a team that is 25-57 on the season versus righties and 17-51 on the road. And people are lining up to bet on the Texas Rangers. Now, I understand the Alexi situation, and he did look good against Colorado in his first start, throwing a shutout through 5 innings, only giving up 1 hit, 3 walks. But you got to think the value is on the Angels here at this point, at this number. I've not been an Angels fan all season long, and I haven't bet on the Angels very often. But this line has gotten to the point now where I think it's a little ridiculous to have the Angels at home, only laying this small number. Slight lean with the Angels here, but any value that was on Texas has been taken out by the wise guys overnight, and it's not going to make my card.
Fair enough, Brian. And guys, if you're liking the content, please smash that like button. Going to be a quick first pitch here on Labor Day. Happy Labor Day out there to everybody watching. At least the quickest first pitch with Tony Finn on it, I would say. I don't know. We'll have to go back in the stat box, seeing how quick this one goes. But we got best bets going right now. I'll lead us off here, guys. I am heading to Mile High. San Francisco Giants, Colorado Rockies for my best bet. I am backing Kyle Freeland, the lefty, going up against the Dodgers, who are very average against lefties, really. We can get plus 133 here on the Rockies at home. I'm taking a shot with the underdog, going to those home road splits, guys. Talking about the Rocks at home, 45-24, winning 45 games there at home, whereas on the road, they're 18-50, just absolutely awful. So Kevin Gausman, not going into the 7th inning since early July. They're going with the kind of innings limit on him. So I think we're going to see a lot of the Giants bullpen that, keep in mind, they're coming off of the Sunday night baseball fade against the Dodgers. A lot of those bullpen arms pitched a bunch in that series. So I don't think we're going to get necessarily the A slate of Giants arms from the bullpen. Kyle Freeland on the hill for the Rockies at home. Taking a shot, plus 133 on the Rocks. Tony, throw it over to you, man. Happy Labor Day to you. Hopefully end it with a winner here. What are you going for best bets?
I'm going to go with, let's follow suit with you. And I'll go with the small dog here in the Cleveland Indians. And what we have is Logan Allen going for the hometown tribe. Bailey Ober going for the visiting Minnesota Twins. Brian outlined Ober pretty well. This is a guy that he's right in line. His ERA is right in line with his xFIP. He's performed admirably, considering this is a team that has been hot and cold all year. More cold than hot. Obviously, they have the 3rd worst record, I think, in the American League, maybe in baseball right now. I haven't been following this team because I don't typically want to play on 2 teams that are playing for nothing. Too many questions. I need more answers. In this situation, I get Cleveland over 500 at home. Heck, they're only 8.5 games. That second wild card game, a card spot, guys. Of course, they had to pass 100 teams, it seemed like, but that's really, I'm just throwing that in. When you see a team that's steamed more than 15 cents in a situation where there are 2 teams that are playing for absolutely nothing other than next year, then I'm, for the most part, if you look at the records, and I have some numbers. Had one of these teams been playing for a playoff spot or playing for something, should I say, the numbers support the steam. They don't support the steam. 2 teams that are playing for next year. Give me the hometown dogs over 500 against a Twins team who they're going to have to go to their bullpen with over. They have to go to their bullpen with over. And if it comes down to bullpens, guys, I'm even feeling even better with the Tribe. Give me the Indians, small dog price at home.
All right, dogs might be barking tonight. Brian, where are you heading for best bets, buddy?
Let's hope the dogs are barking. I'm with you on the Colorado Rockies. I'm going to use them as the first 5 here, make it a little bit different. I talked about San Francisco coming off the Sunday night game against the Dodgers in the big series. The Dodgers, look at what San Francisco has played the last 3 series. They go to Atlanta, team leading their division. They host Milwaukee, team leading their division. They play the Dodgers, the team they're battling in their own division for the lead. That is a string of 10 straight games against teams that they're likely to face in the playoffs this year. Now they're playing the Colorado Rockies, a team they're 9-4 on the season against. There is not going to be any excitement to go to Colorado in this game. I love Colorado in this game. I'm going to play them in the first 5 here. Might give my clients them for either the first 5, split it up maybe for the game. But Colorado, to me, is one of the better plays that we've had. Even though the Rockies have taken some money, I still think it's the right side. Give me the first 5. I think you win the full game. And let's look for a sweep today.
Absolutely. That'd be nice. A plus money sweep here as I'm on the Rocks plus 133. The recap of the best bets, guys. We got Tony Finn, Cleveland Indians plus 113, and Bryan Leonard, Rockies in the first 5 plus 120. So best of luck if you're out there tailing, guys. For Tony Finn, Bryan Leonard, I am Drew Martin. Make sure to check out WagerTalk.com. $9 Monday. Enjoy your Labor Day. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Please smash that like button on your way out. Thanks for tuning in. Best of luck with your bets.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com. All daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including $40 5% best bets. As an added bonus, all new users will receive $25 in WagerBucks credited to their accounts, available for immediate use after their initial $9 Monday purchase. So make sure to take advantage of $9 Mondays at WagerTalk.com.